Hello and welcome to the Antidote Boat Shed. My name is John, and if you are just joining us, we are launching a full restoration of this 1989 Liberty 458 sailboat. Now, the purpose of today's video is I wanted to give you a tour of the boat. Unfortunately, shame on me, I've already started doing some of the work up on deck, and I am now catching up on all of these videos. So I can't really take you up on deck without spoiling some surprises. So good news for you is I have this old original brochure from the boat, which is going to kind of help us show you the layout of the boat, and you'll get a good idea of the deck of the boat. But we are going to go inside for a full tour of the inside, so stick around for that. You're going to love it. It's a beautiful boat. If you enjoy this video, find it useful, or just want to support someone who's launching a dream and starting this new chapter, then please like and subscribe to the video. It really does help with the channel, get the word out. And if you have any questions at all, put something in the comments. I'd love to answer your questions, start a dialogue. So without further ado, let's get to looking at the exterior of the boat. Because we have it out of the water here, we can take a look at the hull. So we'll start there. Hold on. I really do like the classic salty double enders with the big full keels and all the teak and everything. I kind of have a classic style. I really do like those, but this boat's sort of in between. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's a modern boat by any stretch, but it has a bit more of a modern underbody. Instead of having the keel that comes all the way from the bow down along the bottom of the boat right to the end of the transom, the very tip of the rudder. This is sort of a really interesting underbody that I happen to really like. Moving back, we can see the cutaway in what would be, if this was a full keel boat, you would basically have right along the bottom there. It would just continue right to the leading edge of the skeg right over here. And that's going to provide a little bit of directional stability. It's almost like having like a front wheel and a back wheel, you know, and so the keel will be giving a lot of directional stability, and then the skeg in the back will help kind of keep the boat centered in the back. So we have a nice cutaway here. I like it. Then here at the aft end of the boat, we have the cutaway here for where the propeller goes, and then the skeg hung rudder right here at the very back comes out. The top of it's about here more or less, and then it tapers down. So having that rudder all the way to the back of the boat really does help sort of control the boat when it's in waves and needs to react quickly. So yeah, I'm hoping that all these things coming together, you know, we have the nice modified fin keel coming back with this cutaway here into a nice skeg hung rudder, very far mounted back, with the bow having a nice sort of a deep entry to it. I hope this boat will provide lots of control in larger weather that we do expect to encounter from time to time. Have a lot of great directional stability in waves, and yeah, it's not going to be the fastest hull design. It certainly isn't, but it's a proven, salty, safe sailboat design. So these are the things about Antidote below the waterline that I was really interested in and very excited about. Here we have a nice exterior view of the boat. You can see the large aft deck. The teak decks were common, although not all boats had that. It's a center cockpit design with a generous cabin top and a nice forward layout as well for lots of room to work. So let's go down below. All right, welcome aboard Antidote. All right, so Antidote is a 1989 Liberty 458, and these are center cockpit boats, and they built 31 of them between I think 1980 to 1989, 1990, about that area. So we just wanted to bring you aboard today, show you around the place, and so yeah, let's start. The galley in Antidote is a nice seagoing galley. It's to starboard here, and you kind of have a nice little place to tuck yourself in. You can kind of get things accomplished. The stove is a nice 3-burner Force 10 oven and stove, propane. It's been updated. The box here, the refrigeration, it has a refrigeration unit on one side and a freezer on the other. Both of these are very old and outdated, and neither of them work, and they run on a huge old Crosby compressor, so these are all going to get updated. But the nice thing about the icebox and the galley, well, the icebox is top access only. The fridge side is from the top, or it has a nice door on the side, so that's kind of a nice convenience feature. The side access maybe not as practical as far as keeping things cold, but still nice to have. Floor access through some of the through holes. And then there's a nice engine access here, so that you can really access this engine quite well, except from the front, which is blocked by the stairs. But otherwise, great engine access, and we'll show you that later. In here, you've got room for a microwave. So that's in there. That's a nice little feature to have. They're tucked away nice and tight. Yeah, so this is the Galley on Antidote. Nice little place to cook a meal while you're at the harbor or underway. So making our way forward out of the Galley is a nice big salon. So to starboard here we have the table. The dining room table is fixed. It doesn't drop down or anything. It's just set up right here. Hey, buddy. This is Nico, everyone. He's our little rescue chihuahua. Hey, buddy. He doesn't know he's going to be a sailor yet, but he will be. So nice big table. Lots of room for storing all kinds of things. There's storage under the settee here and all the compartments. Okay, buddy. And then moving over to the port side here is another settee. And again, just more storage. So this is just a nice big open area. You know, it's a little big and open for seagoing work, but you know, it's really nice. It's a good compromise, I think, between making a passage and just being comfortable when you get there. So yeah, it's a nice looking salon. So moving forward into the forward stateroom here on Antidote, and we really like this layout on this boat. It's really unique. It's sort of I guess it's sort of like an owner's version, because we have on the starboard side we have another nice settee or a couch. This acts as a pilot berth as well. There's a lee cloth under here, so you've got a great place to sleep. And there's another little berth up here. I know, buddy, you want up so you can sleep. There's another nice berth up here for another guest. And then the real cool thing is that this one actually pulls out. Try to keep those cushions from coming forward. So it comes out like so. And now you've got practically a double up top, and then you still have a little single here. It's a little tight, but yeah, you could get, in theory, you could have 3 people down here sleeping forward. Yeah, Nico can sleep here. And then on the port side, there's something that's rather unique in a boat this size, and we have a little office here. So we've got a desk and some bureaus to store all your stuff. This I understand this was sold as a TV, place to mount your TV. So this was for your 12-inch cathode ray tube television that they had back in the early mid 80s. So that's kind of unique. So yeah, you got a nice little place to sit here and do your work. So Bridget wants to do her law school while we're underway. So this is this is going to be a great place for her to do some studying. And then there's just tons of storage. There's a little hanging locker here. Massive amounts of storage underneath the double bunk. That's where all of the engine spare parts are. There's a spare prop down there. There's massive amounts of storage. Okay. So, and then really nice use of the forward peak in this boat. Instead of having a really cramped V-berth, which is sort of what we typically see in most boats, this has the head forward here. So there's lots of storage in here as well. And then all the way forward is a really big anchor locker. So there's a place for all the chain, anchor, spare lines. You know, it's a little bit unorganized right now, but tons and tons of room up here. And this makes really nice use of this space as part of the boat, because you know, it's hard to get a nice sleeping quarters in a V-berth because your feet are all smashed together, and so this kind of makes good use of that. Might be a bit of a wild ride trying to use this head in a seaway, but hey, we'll find out. So why don't you go in and take a look. Okay, so come on and take a look at the back end of the boat here. So moving back from the salon here, the main end area, we have a little narrow corridor here. This is the companionway, the engine room, up to the cockpit. And then to port here midships, we have a little nav station. So a nice place to sit here and take a look at all your maps. We got all kinds of old paper charts in here. I still have to go through all these. I found some pilot charts and maps of all over the place. So, but yeah, nice little nav station. A lot of these instruments are a little outdated, so we're going to be refreshing a lot of this. VHF still works great. This SSB, I'm not sure if it's still working well or not. I'll have to check that out. I've never used one before. So, oh yeah, a little side note: these little chairs, this one and the one in the office that we showed you, these actually can be relocated to the main table here in the dining room, so you can set them up and have some more people around the table, which is a nice feature. One thing I really like about this boat is that we have a little workspace here. There's a little cabinet back here and a little shop, flat space for me to do some work on some engine parts, rebuilds and different things. So nice little space for that. Lots of room to store tools and goods. And then massive, massive engine access here through these big doors. So this is going to obscure your view, but this opens up and this door opens up and all of these come off their hinges. So you have unfettered access to the entire engine room, and there's a massive amount of space here to access the engine and anything else that you have stashed in there.
What about those prisms?
Oh yeah, so unfortunately this has got a little bit of a scar here right now, but yeah, Antidote has some of these old deck prisms, these little glass prisms, and they go right through to the deck, and they're really great at providing nice natural light, and they kind of bring some of that into the space during the day. And the downside is, of course, these are notorious for leaking, so Antidote is no different. These are currently leaking, so we have to rebed those. Okay, now heading back into the aft cabin. This is the big selling feature of these mid 40s center cockpit boats, because they typically have very nice almost palatial quarters for the captain and his first mate. So come on back here.
Or her first mate.
That's right, yeah. So yeah, we have a nice centerline queen berth here. Just a ton of detail in this space. There's lots and lots of storage, places to duck all kinds of gear, and it's just a very nice, comfortable place to come on in. So you can just cruise back, and you got a nice place to lie down and take a break. No, not so practical when things are rolling, but it's just a really nice place to have. And then
this was the most important feature for me.
Yes, and then we have our own head back here as well. So to starboard there is another head and a full separate standing shower, and then the lavatory is actually outside here. You'll see that here in a second. And so you can kind of access all of this separately or together. Okay, so yeah, we have a full standing head here. So you can, get in here and scrub up and have a little rinse, pretend to wash your hair, and yeah, it sure beats sitting on the toilet when you're trying to have a shower. So it's a nice feature to have this separate shower space. And then the head is actually up on a little perch, so you really feel like you're royalty here, which is nice.
Let's see it.
Yeah, see, I'd be up here on my throne. So quite literally. So when you're picking out a boat, when you're looking at boats, it'll really depend on who you are as a person and maybe as a couple. So Bridget and I, this is a boat that we wanted to have together, and so it was important to find things that we both really appreciated about the boat. And most of the things that I was interested in sort of came from a seaworthiness point of view. I wanted to make sure that the boat was capable of going where I wanted to go, safely, comfortably, and be able to carry. I do want to carry a lot of gear. I want to be able to have tools and spare parts and all those things. So I wanted to have a fair amount of space on board. Bridget's concerns were more about the interior and the amenities of the boat, and that's understandable. So Bridget's number one thing was having a aft cabin, preferably with a centerline queen berth. This boat has that in spades. It's a really nice aft cabin layout. She was really hoping to have a separate shower and head, and this boat has that as well. In the aft head, it has a nice separate shower and head station, so that was good. And then yeah, so it was important to have all those features and kind of make those compromises. And so you're going to want to look at what your wants are, write them all down, and look for a boat that fits. And these are just really neat boats. I really fell in love with this design and also just the story of the boat. There's only 31 of these, and a lot of them have circumnavigated. This boat has definitely been across the Atlantic, and now it's in the Seattle area. These are traveling boats, and so my goal is to restore it to near original condition and then go do some traveling. So yeah, good luck finding a boat that suits you. Kind of got confused there. Is this a good place to start?